Going on Facebook? Hit me when I'm live on Facebook. We're live on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, Cisco reported. We're going to show you not only what I think about the news, the earnings, and the technical analysis with a special level for our new Algo Smasher strategy. We're going to go over Walmart's earnings. That's happening tomorrow morning and what I think of the company. Not only that, after they report that night, NVIDIA's reporting, and I'm going to share levels, thoughts, news analysis, and so much more, including introduction of our Algo Smasher strategy. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. For agreeing. Thank you so much for agreeing to that. Oh, my sound was off the whole time? Oh my God. Okay. Wow. You guys are in for a treat. Well, anyway, sorry about that. What was the last thing you heard me say? This silly mic. There's like this little, like just to show you like what my mute button looks like. It's like this little tab here and like it's the HyperX. It's pretty awesome. Everything up to the intro music. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that, but we have so many great things to show you. We're going to show you our Algo Smasher strategy today. We're going to go over Cisco, Walmart, NVIDIA. We're going to give you levels for all of them and so much more. But by continuing to watch, you agree to hold me, Mark Melnick, and T3 Live harmless and not responsible for anything shown on this video. Okay, thank you so much for agreeing to that. So we have Cisco tonight. We're going to just jump straight to the earnings, and I'm going to share with you some statistical analysis we did for the last 16 months. So what we were doing was we were using A plus triggers on 5 billion plus market cap companies, and just for it actually probably works on lower as well. That's just how the back test was run, and it basically showed us a little over 99% of the time. I'm 99% of the time that you will elevate in volume massively compared to nearby candles when that level breaches. That is the same whether you get it, whether it trades at that level in the pre-market, whether it trades in the aftermarket, whether it trades during the day. You are guaranteed a volume spike, like as guaranteed as you could get. We ran into a couple issues at times because there's certain names with large market caps that really spread out. And then what happens is they would like print the offer or through the A plus trigger, and then like the market would just be near an end. There'd be like no volume on the offer. The next offer would be like, 10 points higher. Sometimes when some of these companies reports, the spreads just go massive. Like you could even imagine like some of them are like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know booking.com could have like a 30-point spread after earnings. I mean, you could get some big ranges, but this methodology is going to show you the Algo Smasher. So I'm going to share with you 6 levels. I'm going to share with you the levels on Cisco, Walmart, and NVIDIA. And what we're going to do here, on this video is we're going to give you the levels for each and every one of those names depending on where they gap. Okay, so we're going to start off here. Let's analyze Cisco. And you're going to want to hear what we have to say about Walmart. So let's just analyze Cisco here real quickly. And let's talk about their earnings a little. 78 cents versus the 77 expected. You could see them gapped up with, some crazy tails there, but it's pretty much looking like a bull flag just like this right now. So you just got this beautiful bull flag after hours on the 5-minute of Cisco. They announced 78 cents a share. That beats the 77 cents expected. They said for next quarter they gave guidance of 80 to 82 cents versus the 81 expected, but they see Q4 revenue up 4.5 to 6.5%. So, I mean, very bullish sounding rhetoric coming out of Cisco. It's also a communication equipment company. So you did see some of the names like impacted by this news, like Cisco was impacted, Juniper was impacted. And what happens is this ties in directly into the US-China trade war, because what's happening now is people are thinking, at least out there, that we're no longer going to use China's Huawei chip. So with that being said, people might look to these Ciscos and these Junipers for extra business where it wasn't before. So I am hearing a little bit of bullish rhetoric from one side of the table on that as well. With that being said, the earnings look good. I'm going to go ahead and just share with you the levels right now. Hold on, let me just get those right up. And you just got it right over here. And I'm just going to share with you the levels right now and show you how they work. So what does that mean if any of these names actually hit this level? So what I'm going to be doing is during high market cap earnings names, like important names that people watch, I'm going to be giving bullish and bearish triggers. So if these levels hit, what I am telling you is 99 from what I have seen based on my own personal due diligence, I have found that you'll have a volume elevation at that level over 99% of the time. The whole point of picking a big name is you don't want to pick a loose name that doesn't really trade much after hours. It doesn't mean much. But these names will move after hours. So if any of these names gap up, we already know Cisco's already gapped up. Walmart's reporting tomorrow morning and NVIDIA tomorrow after the close. So 99% of the time, if you hit that level, you are going to elevate in volume over 99% of the time. It's a statistical phenomena based on my A+ trigger methodology. There's a mathematical formula designed for the methodology, and utilizing that methodology, you'll elevate in volume 99% of the time. So overall thoughts on Cisco, bullish because what's bad for Huawei is good for Cisco. So it's actually a direct tie into the US-China trade war, and it's actually one of the names that have been falling pretty hard. I mean, it went from 57.5 to 51.06. I mean, it really had a strong pull-in, so any bit of good news here would bode very well for Cisco. So I think you definitely watch the level tomorrow, and definitely keep an eye on those algo levels, because these names can smash through very easily. Let's move into Walmart. I think this is the most interesting story. Maybe. To me, it's a very interesting story. Let's put it that way. And what's happening with Walmart here is you're hovering just off the all-time high. We all know that all-time high, 109.98. That was made back in early 18. So that was made all the way back in January 2018. I mean, at this point, I think Walmart has a lot to impress. Walmart has a lot to impress upon. So you even have a nice little bull flag after hours. You can see it's already up $1 after hours. So, which makes me think maybe I should start doing these videos at 4 o'clock p.m. or right before the bell, right before the closing bell. I should probably do that in the future. But anyway, today's for educational purposes, of course. So looking over here at Walmart, I think this is one of the most compelling stories. First of all, it is a $280 billion company. The thing is, I think it could be a $400 billion company. I think you are looking at the next major competitor for Amazon, is what I think. I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. And you know what? It's my due diligence. You could disagree with me, and I guess time will tell, right? But let me present my case on why Walmart is going to be Amazon's number one competitor. And Amazon has a much higher market cap than Walmart. So Walmart is the small fry here. When you're taking on $921 billion Amazon, you're a small fry at 285, all right? Lightweight. Lightweight. So what's happening with this one-day shipping is Walmart already has the distribution centers already established in the United States to make this dream a reality. When you have one-day shipping from Walmart, you know what's going to happen? Walmart.com's website is going to explode through the ceiling. You are going to explode through the ceiling with Walmart.com's website because people are going to go to that site and they're going to do their grocery shopping and they're going to do things like that, and it's going to be one day delivery. And did you ever see what's inside a Walmart? I mean, you could go down aisles of just boxes and boxes of food. People could just go online, they can make a sleek website similar to Amazon's, and and what, you're telling me Walmart doesn't sell 95, 99% of what Amazon sells? Are you telling me, like, what are you finding on Amazon that you won't in a Walmart? Okay, maybe an expensive Chanel bag that somebody is posting online or something, but short of that, 99% of things are actually sold in Walmart as well. Now, Walmart has the stores. Now, if you don't think stores are important, you are mistaken. I will tell you right now, in my shopping mall, how many of you guys out there, let me know it, if you've actually seen like an Amazon store, like maybe at a booth or like an Amazon Fire thing in the middle of your shopping mall. I've seen it. I'm like, huh? Like, I looked at it, I didn't even know what to do. You haven't seen them? They have it at the Freehold Mall in New Jersey. But there's like Amazon stores popping up because they want to make a presence. Yeah, you have it in it. Okay. So they were out there. They're slowly growing. It's not like a Walmart. But when you have a Whole Foods market, you know what was the biggest part about buying Whole Foods markets? They have a name for an organic reputation and they have a bunch of storefronts. Do you realize what Amazon could do? See, people are looking like, oh, they took Whole Foods, that's all they need. Ladies and gentlemen, Amazon is not done acquiring. Are you kidding me? You think Amazon is done acquiring stores? How are they going to save money when they start offering one day shipping? How are they going to do it? They need facilities all over storing the garbage that you want to hold. Otherwise, it's going to have to be jet fuel and a jet flight going out, which they have that as well. But Walmart has a footprint in America. I think you could actually look for a Walmart store. I think you could actually see it through Google Images. It's actually quite amazing. Here's what Walmart is. That is Walmart. Those are the Walmarts. Are you kidding me? Look at that. If the United States was a piece of bread and you pulled it out and you saw half of it look like that, you would throw it in the garbage. That looks like mold creeping across the country. That's what it looks like. No, that's not mold. That's Walmart. So, when you're actually sitting there thinking about Walmart's location, one day shipping makes sense. They have the huge square footage facilities to sit here and store whatever you want to buy. You have 3 Walmart superstores in Salem, Oregon. Oregon. Wow. There you go. As a result, I am very bullish on Walmart. I am very bullish. I don't know what these earnings will entail, but I think what I think the CEO is going to do here, and we're going to also go over a little bit of Walmart and talk about their last earnings and what they projected. But I think the timing of what the Walmart CEO said with the 1 day shipping is going to make the stock gap up, in my opinion, for the following reason. This is why I'm bullish into the earnings, but here's why. Hear me out. You could agree, you could disagree. That's fine. Time will tell if it gaps up or down. But listen to this thesis here. And that's all it is. You reported $1.41 versus $1.33 last quarter, 138.8 billion versus 138.65 billion. You reiterated your fiscal 2020 guidance. Now, here's the thing. If you're reiterating your guidance, if they start projecting what this 1 day shipping is going to do for their earnings, they will be able to raise their guidance. So the key on Walmart is raising guidance. If your key was raising guidance, this is the last time they reported earnings. They opened up $2.38 higher. Right over here, put it in inverted hammer and dropped. That's what happened last time. But you have to stop and you have to think on like Walmart here. Like for me at least, that if I wanted to raise guidance, you reiterated guidance. That was the souring note, like that you're not raising, you're not doing so well in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful world. But now they can raise guidance. Because if you're reiterating your 2020 guidance for next year, you're going to be able to at least project towards the high end. What's the point of doing 1 day shipping? To lose money? See, I find it always hilarious when it's like people will come to you and they'll be like, Amazon loses money on their 2 day shipping. And I sit there and I'm like, no, they don't. No, they don't. Because you subscribe for Amazon Prime, that pays for that shipping, a massive portion of it, if not all of it. How many things are you ordering? Are you ordering 100 things a day? I don't know, maybe. Believe me, Amazon will still love you if you're doing that. But with Walmart, you're going to actually have the first good competitor to Amazon. I know there are, companies out there who you want to make an argument as if they're a competitor to Amazon. Anybody who's going to be sharing a road delivering these 1 day items, anybody who's going to be enjoying the air around you as they're flying drones and dropping off packages potentially in the future. Does anyone think that's not going to happen? Walmart is going to be the other little gyrocopter in the sky. Walmart is going to be that other car on the road next to the Amazon car delivering something. This is a perfect excuse to raise guidance. They already created a big ad business to rival Amazon. 300 million shoppers visit one of the company's stores each month. Walmart hired executives from NBC, Comcast, and CBS to bolster its advertising business. And of course, that was according to a Bloomberg report. So, with that being said, I'm not going to go through the whole video, but there's a Bloomberg report basically sharing Walmart's plans. And with those plans, they're already good. Believe me, nobody is stupid enough to think that when anything works in this country anymore, that people don't try to replicate it. Nobody's that stupid. Because Netflix did it. Guess what? After Blockbuster went out of business, what's the worst thing about being a Blockbuster? People have to travel, get your movie, leave, come back, drop it off. Hopefully they pick up something else while they're there. That goes out of business. You sit your butt on your couch. You don't have to get dressed. You don't have to do your hair. You don't have to brush your teeth. You don't have to put on socks. You don't have to put on sneakers. You don't have to drive. You don't have to spend money on a movie ticket. And you could just sit on your couch and watch. Yeah, that's going to work. And that's why you have Disney fighting with Netflix for that space. Amazon. Who would have thought that Amazon, the bookstore, was going to compete with Netflix to stream video content? Nobody is giving enough credit that you have a $280 billion company with 300 million customers a month competing with one of the top 3 countries on the planet, at least in terms of market capitalization. So when you're sitting there and you're thinking, what can this Walmart do? Be a problem for Amazon. Be a problem. Now, do I think Amazon, look, when you have this much money at this point, the way the system is designed is these companies grow either by inventing or buying out. Walmart is not buying out. They are just taking themselves to the next level. Now, if you remember, I said for years now, a prediction that has never come true, and maybe it'll never come true. I always said that Walmart should buy out Sprouts Farmers Market because it'll give them a green feel to their store. But the truth is, whether they do it or not, I think Walmart could do it by themselves. You have 300 million customers. You could sell your own damn organic food. You have 300 million customers. You could do your own 1-day shipping. And you can make those 300 million customers a month increase in number and increase in purchasing power. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the few things that people still do around here is they go to the supermarket and they pick out their own produce and their own milk and their own cheese. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that's not going to be around forever. I'm not saying they're going out of business, but I'm saying they're going to lose business. They will. As a generalization. Because it used to be if you could entertain yourself at home and you could have food delivered to your home through, any food delivery service, there's no reason to ever need to leave your house. And that is what exactly this technology will bring us to. But with that omen aside, Walmart is going to be a huge beneficiary of this entire thing based on that analysis. Let's talk about the Algo Smasher levels. Okay, so the Algo Smasher level for Walmart is 104.18, and the bearish one, is that too bearish? I have to pull up the different slide. Pulled up the old slide. Okay. So Walmart's bullish trigger is 104.18. Let's talk about that for a moment. If you're able to get through 104.18, which is denoted right over here, that February 19th high on earnings, you have a clear path to 106.21. And from there, you have a clear path to like 108.18 and, of course, the all-time highs. Now, here's the important thing. The algo smasher strategy a lot of times happens in the pre-market. They announce, they shoot up. What I am telling you right now is that over 99% of the time, when this level hits, you will get an elevation in volume comparative to candles around it. That's the easiest way to do it, based on percentage elevation to similarly placed candles next to it. You'll be able to see it on a 1-minute chart if you're wondering the time frame. You'll actually be able to see it more accurately, believe it or not, on a tick chart. A tick chart, like every tick or every set or a 1-second chart, they'll actually show it with phenomenal accuracy because you'll actually see the volume explode through that level. So let's say Walmart reports tomorrow morning and you're watching this in the pre-market and wherever it is and the stock starts going up real quick, 101, 102, 103, 104. What I am saying is if this stock hits $104.18, I have seen over 99% of the time the volume explode. You understand the importance of what we're talking about here. Walmart didn't report yet. If what I'm saying is there is a scalp trade that I like to do, I can't tell you what to do, but for me, I would be right probably just about every time. For a scalp, if you bought at 104.18, for example, and went to 104.80, 105.50, 106, and you could have sold it there, that's on you to sell. Now, pre-market trading, dangerous. I prefer these levels. I prefer Walmart to gap up to 103.50 and then move through the 104.18 intraday. So I could buy, 400 Walmart 105 calls expiring on the weekly. This is my fantasy right here. And I see volume elevating I see volume at 104.08, 104.07, 103.90s, and I'm buying it in anticipation of getting to the A plus trigger of 104.18. I'm anticipating the new Algo smasher because I know that. Here's the thing. You want to know why this works so well? Because not only does it utilize an A plus trigger, it utilizes a point where there are a ton of buyers on the A plus bullish triggers and a ton of sellers on the A plus bearish triggers. So when you're looking at Walmart on earnings and it's shooting through 104.18, I mean, you could catch explosive moves from what I have seen. I mean, just watch it. Again, just keep an eye on it because if Walmart does it in the pre-market, this thing is going to move. Now, the bearish spot for Walmart is going to be right over here. Let's say Walmart gaps down. You're going to want to watch 96.53. If you break 96.53, you are going to explode in volume. Definitely something to watch. So again, what I'm saying is when these levels hit, and they could hit in the same day, maybe it goes up and down. Who knows, right? But when these levels hit, you are, from what I have seen over 99% of the time, guaranteed to have a volume spike. So when you have a volume spike through the level, it tends to create an opportunity to scalp money, is at least how I used to trade the pre-market. So 96.53 on Walmart, critical level to watch. Now let's talk about NVIDIA. And I think this one will polish it off. Here you have a name that has come in dramatically off the all-time high of $292.76. Since then, it dropped to 124. So it dropped 170 points. Popped all the way back. Looked like it was going to 200. It's 193.46 and then falls. Now, NVIDIA is a beaten up company, and I want to talk about their earnings, and I want to tell you why I feel this one might actually buck the trend. Because the name is already beaten up in this environment, and if this market does want to head higher, you will find buyers, in my humble opinion, for NVIDIA. Now, here's the thing. They're gonna miss consensus revenue. According to the company, they saw the quarter coming up for tomorrow after hours when they report, they thought they were going to make $2.2 billion plus or minus 2%. So you sit there and you do the math. The consensus was 2.29 billion. They weren't even close. So they're missing. They're going to, according to the company, they feel they're going to miss on revenue for the coming quarter. They see fiscal year 2020 revenue flat to down slightly. NVIDIA CEO says the fundamentals of gaming has not changed, so they're investing more in the gaming industry. See, that is what I wanted to hear this company say. I was so sick and tired of the whole cryptocurrency sets and units that people actually were setting up Why? Because I think it was an artificial hype in the company. I think it was an artificial hype. I don't think it was supposed to move that much because people were going to eventually stop buying them. Now, when people were buying, these these crypto mining units, you had AMD all the way at, $34.14. So a lot of these stocks in the semiconductor field hit a high, pulled in, and now are digesting in the middle. So I want to talk about this one because when this one last reported, when this company last reported, which was what was that the day? Or was it January 30th? All right, January 30th. Okay. So when this company reported on January 30th, they basically came in line. They basically made 8 cents versus the 8 expected. They were a little bit light on revenue. But what I have seen, and they see their next quarter's revenue missing completely by at least $180 million in an optimistic scenario. That's AMD who doesn't make money. NVIDIA actually makes money. I still think NVIDIA is more of a quality company than AMD. I like the fundamentals of NVIDIA more than AMD. And I think Wall Street, if they're willing to look over, if they're saying they still believe in the future of gaming, that's a much different tone than when I got angry at the CEO for commenting on the cryptocurrency hype. And if you remember the AMD, the CEO, what she said was that AMD doesn't need the cryptocurrency hype to succeed. And I got mad at her because she was obviously didn't know what she was talking about. And after she said that, that's when the stock was all the way in the high 30s. And then the cryptocurrency bust happened over here, and crypto started tanking. And then, and then that was it. We literally, she saw her stock go from 34 to $16. I mean, it got cut in half. Got cut in half. Um, I think Nvidia gaps up on earnings. Let's talk about the levels. First level I'm watching in Nvidia, and remember, when these levels hit, they're basically guaranteed, as close to guaranteed as possible, a volume spike. Look at it yourself, be your own judge. That's what I would say. Just take a look at it of when the level hit for the first time. So that level is going to be 171.59. It could get you 177.15. And if Nvidia starts really spiking up on earnings, that number right here, 171.59, will be the one that takes you to that next level. On the short side of Nvidia, I would watch 149.69. That would get you a target of 144.80 right here, utilizing this method. And I'll repeat it again. Remember, when 149.69, if it hits, if and when it hits, what I have seen based on my due diligence is 99% of the time you're going to spike in volume compared to the surrounding candles. So it depends on the market volume of how it's trading, but when that level hits, that's where the volume will elevate. And it's predictable, and you could do it before it happens. And that's what I'm showing you. And that is what the Algo Smasher does based on our A+ trigger methodology. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Cisco is already coming in, bullish here. Who knows what happens in the morning? I am very bullish on the long-term thoughts of Walmart. I think that, any company that could, if there's going to be any company that puts up a fight for Amazon, I think Walmart can at least hold their own in the space. They can at least hold their own. I think there's a lot of growth in that sector. People think like Amazon is so saturated. It really isn't. Because when you start seeing these companies open up overseas and start selling internationally and in India and just to all these huge markets, America is not that large. What are we dealing with? 380 million people? There's over what? 1.4, 1.5 in China, depending on what you believe, 1.3. India, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. So I believe there's a lot of room to grow in Walmart. I believe the CEO might be trying to hint at the fact that he wants to raise guidance. I think if you see Walmart last earnings season said they're reiterating guidance. They didn't raise it or lower it. So people didn't know what end of the scale it's going to shift. But if you want to know what I'm thinking again, with the CEO announcing 1 day delivery, I humbly think that that's going to be their excuse to raise guidance. And a very good one with that as well. Nvidia, I think the numbers are going to suck. The revenue I think is going to miss. I think the stock could gap up, especially if they raise guidance for next quarter. So what I want to see on Nvidia is, what I think I'm going to see on Nvidia is I think I'm going to see the revenue numbers suck. But what's going to happen is if they could raise their revenue guidance for the quarter after, that is going to be the key rhetoric you're going to want to listen to on Nvidia. And I guess we'll be going over it tomorrow night on the Newsbeat show because they'll be reporting tomorrow after hours, so they'll be released. So we'll see if my theory is correct. I think they miss on revenues. I think they raise, and I think they end up, in my opinion, and again, I think they could gap this thing up because any little bit of good news on a chart that looks like this, to me, is very bullish. So you could potentially see the names I'm looking to take. Am I going to trade any of these names? Am I going to do small little butterfly positions, or am I going to do straight calls or puts, or am I going to ignore them? You can find out by being a Newsbeat Live member for just $49 a month. You could click on a link in the description, and $49 for the first month, not for every month. For the first month, you could try us out, and we've been getting really amazing feedback from everybody on those trials. So thank you so much. We have so many people converting to full-time Newsbeat members, and let's just give you some levels real quick while I talk about this. I could have told you that we called IWM top within a few pennies, that we were right near the Netflix bottom, the Google bottom. I could, or was it the Google top? Either one. I could show you all these things a bit based on these levels, but what's the point? If you want to look at them at this point, I share them with you. You're more than welcome to look at them on your own. If you're part of the room, they get tweeted out to you in real time before they actually hit. You get an alert before the level actually hits. A lot of traders who are making good money actually doing those levels. And it's just added value for you, the watcher. And of course, thank you for being that watcher, because it's watchers like you that makes the Newsbeat Live Room T3's #1 largest, fastest growing trading room. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.